Welcome. I'm Mr. Anderson, and this is the first 10-minute homework help video. I've picked out 5 problems from chapter 1.7 that I think will help you with your homework. Let's start with number 6. Number 6 says, decide whether the given number is a solution of the equation. All right, so this is the given number, -8. We can just substitute it in for m to decide whether it is a solution. Substitute -8 in for m. We add 6, that's inside absolute value brackets, equals 10. 2 times -8 is -16. We add 6 to that inside absolute value brackets, equals 10. And really what we're doing is we are checking to see, are these equal? -16 plus 6 is -10. Does that equal 10? Well, yeah, it's inside absolute value brackets. So that does equal 10. So -8 is a solution for this equation. All right, next one. Number 17. Solve the equation and graph the solution. All right, so we have n plus 9 in absolute value brackets. All right, so we've got n plus 9 equals 10, or we can have n plus 9 equals -10. All right, well, solve this. We just subtract off the 9 from each side. 9's cancel out, which gives us n equals 1, positive 1, or over here we subtract off subtract off 9 again. 9's cancel out, gives us n equals -19. All right, we're asked also to graph this. I don't have my number line set up to graph that anywhere close. So we will reconfigure my number line here. Let's call this, let's go up by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So we'll call that -5, -10, -15. This would be -20 here. Okay, n equals 1, be about right here. And n equals -19, be right about here. Oh, you're good to double check your answers. Let's plug it back in. If n is 1, 1 plus 9 is 10 inside absolute brackets, absolute value brackets, equals 10. That one's good. N equals -19. -19 plus 9 is -10. Inside absolute value brackets is 10. All right, so we're good. All right, next question. 21. Let's see. It says solve the equation. All right, so we have 2d minus 5 equals 13, or the other possibility, we have 2d minus 5 equals -13. All right, let's add 5. Move that 5 over to the other side. And that gives us 2d, the 5's cancel out, equals 18. Divide by 2 to get rid of that coefficient. That simplifies to 1. And simplifies to 1. And this simplifies. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Let me clean this up. D equals 9. Or the other possibility, add the 5 to both sides. Leaves us with 2d. That cancels each other out, equals negative 13 plus 5 gives us a negative 8. Divide each side by 2 to get rid of that coefficient in front of the variable. That leaves us with 2 over 2 is just 1. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Let's clean this up. We got D equals negative 4. Let's double check that answer. 2 times a negative 4 would be negative 8. Minus 5 would give, minus another 5 would give us negative 13 inside absolute value brackets equals 13. So we're good there. All right, number 36. It asks us to solve the equation and check for extraneous solutions. All right. So we have the possibility of 8x minus 1 equals 6x, or the other possibility where we have 8x minus 1 equals negative 6x. All right, let's solve this one first. Let's add the 1 to both sides. And at the same time, let's go ahead and let's subtract off the 6x to get all our variables over to the other side. All right, let's see what that gives us. 8x minus the 6x gives us 2x. The 1's cancel out. That's why we did it, to give us 0. 6x minus 6x cancels out to give us 0 equals 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Divide by 2 on both sides to get rid of that coefficient. 2 over 2 is 1 equals 1/2. Let's clean this up. X equals 1/2. Now we have to check for an extraneous solution. So let's plug that back in. We have 8, substitute in 1/2, minus 1 in absolute value brackets equals 6 times 1/2. Well, 8 times 1/2 is 4 minus 1 equals 6 times 1/2 is 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. Inside absolute value brackets equals 3, and yes, 3 equals 3. So that one's good to go. Here, we were just kind of, when we were checking for extraneous solutions, we're seeing if these two sides are actually equal. Let's check out the other side. Or, again, let's add 1 to each side of the equation, and simultaneously let's move these variables, this variable over to the left side by adding 6x to each side. 8x plus 6x gives us 14x, and negative 1 plus 1 gives us 0. That's why we did it. Negative 6x plus 6x gives us 0. That's why we did that. And then plus 1. And we have to divide by 14 to get rid of that coefficient, which is going to simplify to 1, and divide this side by 14. Okay, so let's clean this up. We end up with x equals 1 over 14. Let's plug this back into our equation. See if it's extraneous. We have 8 times 1 over 14 minus 1 equals 6 times 1 over 14. Okay, well, 8 times 1 over 14 is going to be 8 over 14 minus 1 equals 6 over 14. Well, now we got to subtract off this We got a fraction minus a whole. Well, that could be 14 over 14. So we'll go 8 over 14. 1 is 14 over 14. And we got the common denominator equals, and I'm just going to leave this. I'm not going to simplify this because I just want to check to see if these two sides are equal. So I'm not going to simplify this here. Okay, 8 minus 14 makes a negative 6/14. This is looking good now. Does that equal 6/14? Well, yeah, inside absolute value brackets, that would be 6/14 does in fact equal 6/14. All right, so that answer is good. We'll move on to the last one here. Number 47, we have an inequality. And it says, solve the inequality, then graph the solution. All right, so our possibilities here are d plus 4 is greater than 3, or, and you got to remember this, d plus 4, now we have to reverse our symbol, is less than or equal to a negative 3. All right, let's subtract off 4 from each side. Move that number to the other side. We got d is greater than or equal to 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Over on the other side, again, subtract off the 4. And we get d is less than or equal to negative 7. All right, we got to graph it yet. So d is greater than or equal to negative 1. Negative 1 would be right about there. Greater than or equal to, so we need a filled in dot. And everything that's bigger than that, like that right there. Or d is less than or equal to negative 7. Well, that barely fits on my number line here. It would be right about there's negative 7. We have to fill in the dot again because it's less than or equal to, and everything less than that. And that's our final answer. Well, I hope this homework help has helped you out. See you in class.